All right, cool. We're here. Fire Guy Ryan in the house.
Hey.
Dude, it feels good to be back.
I know, it's been so long.
Yo, we're going to do a podcast.
We are.
Podcast number 37. But we're going to take some time. Welcome the chat. Welcome our fellow community members as they roll on in. Ryan, tell me about your day. You did some fun things, didn't you?
I did so many fun things.
Yeah?
I hung out and assembled the mystery mail call.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I do most of the week.
You know what? That's pretty cool, dude. I really appreciate that you do that.
I watched the movie Tenet while I assembled the mystery mail call.
Very cool.
It was not a good idea. That's a movie you have to pay attention to. And even then, it's confusing.
Well, Comic Fam, you've joined us at a fun time. We are starting the show. Let's do it, Comic Fam. Bags and Boards podcast, number 37. Let's kick it in. Dude, I'm glad you're here, brother.
I don't know why I keep thinking 37 is the wrong number, but it's the right one.
Why don't we explain that to the community? If you don't know who's here, we got Fire Guy Ryan. That's right. I'm your host, Comic Tom. And this is the Bags and Boards podcast. That's right. We used to call this Comic Karma, all right? We used to. But no longer is it just Comic Karma. It's just a part of the show, all right? What we're talking about is comic books. We're talking about what we're reading. We're talking about what we're ordering. We have some of your comments, and
we have some of your comics.
We do. A lot of these aren't even ours.
Stuff. Yeah, a lot of indie stuff in front of us.
That's right. So we are rebranding our live show that we do because we're back on schedule, Comic Fam.
It's always up in the air, you know? We're always adjusting as we go. That's part of the fun. You got to tinker with it, otherwise you get stale.
Well, you know what? We're back to doing weekly, longer form content. And where is this content available? Well, aside from YouTube, we do clip them out as well as post them on our audio-only platforms. We're talking about SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, and iTunes, because we go a pretty long time. And sometimes members can't just be watching us live for an hour and a half, or even on playback for that long, because you got to do things in your life, Ryan.
You mean
like things?
They do other stuff other than watch us all the time?
Not everybody just sticks with comic books and reading and collecting.
I'm talking specifically Comic Tom content. Even just podcasts, rewatching that over and over.
That's true.
That's really all that YouTube's for.
Well, you know what? We're here to provide the community with the most amount of value as we can. So what we're going to be doing is weekly shows, and bi-weekly, we will be doing the podcast live.
With me, yes.
That's right. And then we will do another kind of filmed live, but not done live.
More sophisticated show with Jeff about big boy books.
Well, you know what, man? I feel like
I saw that Green Lantern book, by the way.
How cool was that?
It's. I keep telling myself it's Alan Scott. It's Golden Age. It's not Hal Jordan. It's not my man. So it doesn't count. I don't need that one for my every Green Lantern collection, because I'm working on getting every Green Lantern book. But that one's going to be hard. All those ones, those don't count. It doesn't even say Green Lantern on the cover, so I'm good. I don't need that one.
There's only one panel that has Green Lantern in it, too, in his actual costume. It's literally like this big in that book. We're talking about the All-American that Jeff secured, and we chatted about it on the last week's podcast. You're going to want to check that out, and that will be available this week on our audio-only platforms if you want to listen to it. Hear us geek out on the mic, but I want to get into something first. We screwed up. We screwed up majorly last live show because we do giveaways on our show.
We do.
Also, you know what? It's not even a screw up. Because
we even said, stay tuned. We got a giveaway coming, guys. And then
we did. We really screwed that one up. But here's the thing. It's evolved what we're going to be doing. So
that's the word.
First off, let's give a big round of applause. Comic Fam in the chat. I want to see some hands clapping. I want to see some congratulations because we have a member.
Clap.
We forgot to announce the giveaway last week. And what are they getting and who won?
Yep. Bonk. This is a, what is it?
Hold on, let me help you out here.
Thank you.
Show them what, let's find it here. Show them.
You know what?
On camera.
Look at the name who drew it.
No, you hold it up.
No, look at the name who drew it.
It says Chris.
But look who drew it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we gotta
oh, my goodness. Else. Good call, dude.
That would have been fun.
Okay, we're going to back it up. We screwed it up even more. So what we're going to do here.
Restart the whole show again.
No. Here. Ryan, this is what we're going to do. I want you to look at this. You're the only one on screen right now.
Oh.
Look at the chat And what I want you to do is pick someone right now in the chat at random who's going to win this giveaway.
On the spot.
Go. Comic Fam, you're going to want to chat right now because we have a lot of giveaways that we're going to do. Camera's on Ryan. Pick someone, dude. Hurry.
I don't want to pick anybody I know because I feel like that's nepotism, man.
All right, you got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Art Dilla.
Art Dilla. What is he getting? What is he getting? I'm so hyped right now for you.
It's going to give you nightmares.
That's right. Here, let me see.
Good nightmares.
This was
if there is a thing.
Comic Karma donated by Cody Thorne.
Chris
Thorne. Cody Thorne's my homie from high school that I work out with on a weekly basis. It just came out. But no, this is Chris Thorne. He did a Flintstone #1 sketch cover of a clown. He's a really great artist. And he donated this, 9.8. So can you make sure to write down the winner?
I already forgot.
Who was it?
Ardilla, there it is.
There you go. So write that down. The way that you claim, this is actually important, not just for Ardilla, but for everybody who watches our live show. We will be doing giveaways all throughout it. And you know what? We've been doing this for about 3 years, okay? A little over, heck man, it's actually been over 3 years now. And we do giveaways nearly every show. We try to. Sometimes I forget, have to double up.
We forget.
You know, things happen. But every show, we've been doing giveaways just at random. We do the random comment picker. You know, I think that's very fair.
Sure.
Right? But for Comic Karma Live, I'm going to change it up a little bit. And we're going to have the power. Because who's stopping us? No parents, no rules. I want to be able to look at the chat and I want to see chat. I want to see members in the chat talking to each other, participating in our Comic Karma Live. They're here with us, and we are going to randomly pick people as we see fit because it's what I want to do. So we just pick somebody. Sorry if you think that's not fair, because we're just going to pick it. Start doing great comments, participate in the discussion.
I feel like that means all of our friends are automatically disqualified now. Like, sorry, Perry. Sorry, John.
Well, they're wrenches, so those are easy ones.
Don't pick any blue names.
Yeah, we're not going to pick any blue names.
No, man.
If you're a homie in the community. But no, if you're like a member, hey, you know what? This is how we can overcome that. We have to just do a ton of them. So this video, live only, we're doing 5 other giveaways. We already did 1. We have 5 other ones. Stay tuned. Don't show them what it is. And let's get into
comics, though.
The show. All right. What do you want to start off with, Ryan? Do you want to... Actually, we should probably talk about some DC polls. How do you feel about that?
Let's work before play.
Let's work before play. I like that.
That feels like business talk.
Okay. You know what?
I like that. That's smart business talk.
I agree. Okay. So this is something that's fun. We're chatting about DC poll list orders, and we're doing it on a Thursday, May 13th, for good reason.
The cutoff is coming up very soon, actually.
That's right. And members of the community who like to read comics need to know that they need to order their DC comics. And unfortunately, DC, not unfortunately about the split. I'm reserved.
It's fortunate for some reasons. Unfortunate for convenience reasons of ordering it through
Thank you.
The previews pull box system that Russ uses for every other book.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Jason Bean says, wow, I usually don't get to catch these live. Guess what?
Jason.
Jason, you just won a giveaway. That's how we're doing it here. Write Jason's name down.
I'm writing that down.
Jason Bean.
Jason Bean.
And I almost forgot something.
What'd you forget?
I almost forgot. The clip, Comic Fam, who are watching this in the future, we're going to get to the DC polls, but I have to say this. Bags and Boards giveaway at gmail.com. If you want to claim your prize for this giveaway or anything other, during any other video, what you need to do is email us at bagsandboardsgiveaway@gmail.com. It's going to be in the description of the video. You need to include your name, what show it was on, so we can check it, make sure that, because we get a lot of emails. People be crazy trying to claim things. And your full shipping information. We don't want to be going back and forth. Provide us with that info, and we will send this out within the month is the goal. If we all work together to do that, we can get these out accordingly.
Not me, though. I'm not a part of the game.
No, you're not doing that. So congratulations. I want to see some claps in the chat. Congratulate Jason. And we're going to tell you what you won here in a second, because all 5 of these giveaways are the same. So stay tuned. Jason, you're going to be getting something in the mail. So
I already showed him what he got.
You did?
I made it very nice.
All right. Well, then
If you guys were paying attention about 60 seconds ago, you would have seen all what the books are today. Well, but if not, then we're going to keep the surprise.
Well, we're going to get into DC polls right here, right now, because you're right. The FOC is soon approaching. It's fast approaching. And one of the convenience factors that's a bummer is that you lose the pull box system, which is the easiest way to order comic books. And with Marvel soon moving to Penguin, I suspect we may be in the same boat for Marvel. So things are about to get really, it's a little bit of a bummer. It's
They're
going to be
okay
a little...
for now. For now, we're carrying on as is until we figure something else out.
You are downplaying the amount of work that you do, Ryan, because Fire Guy Ryan, this gentleman, every single month is taking the convenience problem and throwing it in the dumpster. He's tossing it out.
Lighting it on fire.
He is Fire Guy Ryan it, putting the cheese pita in the toaster thing.
Yes.
And lighting the office on fire. What do I mean by that? He is manually creating the DC pull list for every single box customer of Mill Geek Comics. Amazing. You are doing...
Soundboard. It's so good.
Dude, I'm just getting started, comic fam. All right, so what we do is we have a LCS that we support. Newsflash, it's a member of our show.
It's Russ.
It's Russ Bright, the comic
sitting
sensei.
Here.
That's right.
On this book that no one was specking on.
And Russ is an amazing person. He provides a lot of value to the comic book community every single week. He hosts random shows, but specifically the Trending 10, one of the most successful shows we put out. And he has a LCS in Mill Creek, Washington.
Where we live.
It's called Mill Geek Comics. It's a pun.
I get it.
It's fun.
It's a pun.
It's a little bit of a pun. But here's the thing, comic fam. First off, a recommendation, if you don't have a pull list, go to your nearest LCS. Pull up Google, type in comic book store, take a look at how far it is. Really consider if you can support your LCS. It is so important. Ryan, tell them why.
Because that's where comic books come from.
It's where comic books come from, and it's a difficult business.
It is.
Support your local community.
Pretty tough.
All right, but there are only like a little over 2,000 stores, like something like 2,400 or
That
whatever.
number, unfortunately, seems to be going down, especially in COVID times.
It's a bummer. So if you do not have a local comic shop near you, check again. If you have a local comic shop, support them, give them a visit, pick up your pull list. If things aren't going well, give them a second try. Give them a third try. Things happen.
Sometimes the people that work there are grumpy and they're not friendly. Maybe they're having a bad day. So you got to go in a second time and be like, hey, you were a butthead last time, but I'm here again to try you again.
And point me towards Batman, damn it.
Exactly.
All right. So once you have exhausted those types of things and you are about to not read comics, hold up. We got you covered. You can go to millgeekcomics.com, click the Patreon link, support Mill Geek Comics, and for $10 a month, the community gets free shipping on their comics within the U.S. It's a discount if you're international, but we will make sure you're taken care of. We do have international peeps. Now, this is not the mail call.
That is an important distinction to make.
Completely different. No. This is the Mill Geek Comics shelf. You will be working with Russ and Ryan because he works at Mill Geek Comics. And what Ryan does every single month, because DC does not have a traditional ordering system like we used to, he curates all of the catalog onto a website where you can click through them similar to how you used to be able to see what's coming, what covers there are. It's not as great as Pullbox was, but we are working on it. Comic fan, this takes us hours and hours and hours to do this.
Lots of tedious work, which
That's right.
I usually enjoy, but there's a lot of it.
So once you sign up, there's a little bit of a process. We have to get you signed up with an account, and then you have access to be able to do what we're about to show you right here, right now. So let's actually take them to...
We're going to show you what the DCPullbox.com website looks like.
Can you believe that we got that?
That
we bought that domain.
Was just kind of hanging out, and
we own DCPullbox.com.
For now, don't tell anybody at
tell DC.
Right? Is that how that works?
It's gonna cost money.
Right.
All right, come on.
Hold it ransom for them.
Come on, where's that Batman money? Let's do it. All right, so this is what you will see when you are on
Joker has that Batman money
DCPullbox.com. That's right. We are looking at here, give me 2 seconds here. We are looking at right now the first comic that I have added to my cart. I've already done a lot of the legwork on this one, but the catalog, I'll give you a quick little peek here. Looks like this.
That's the website.
This is the website. And look at what we're looking at right now. Holy smokes. It looks like a website you can actually click through.
Scroll up for me. When you get there, you want to make sure you're on the current DC Connect.
Oh, let's show them how to do it here.
Catalog.
You go up to the top here where it says catalog.
Right.
DC Connect 12. And this is Ryan's, this is what, like
This
Ryan
is all
puts
the
a
work
bunch
I
of
do at the end of every single month. I upload all of these books for every upcoming month.
That's right. And we're first going to be talking about one that I did add to my cart. You can actually see it here in the corner. If I move the screen, there's a little thing that right there that says There's 8 things in our cart right now because I'm ordering these books and I want to show the comic fam that I'm like legit interested in these, and I'm putting the orders in, and you can do for a couple days. All right, so Superman, Son of Kal-El, #1. This right here is not a discontinuation of Superman, but a change in the title, one that hasn't happened in decades. We have a homage to Superman #1, and it is not following Clark Kent, it's following the son of Kal-El.
Jonathan Kent.
Jonathan Kent, his son. Now, hit us with a little bit about what you expect and why you're excited about this one, Ryan.
So Superman, for various reasons, has to go off planet to do some Supermaning somewhere else in the galaxy. And he's kind of worried about Metropolis and planet Earth. So his son is kind of in his, late teens now.
That's right.
He's kind of grown up. So he decides to kind of protect Earth in Clark Kent's absence. So now this book, it's not called like Superboy or whatever it would have been called before. He has grown up. He has graduated. He is now Superman, son of Kal-El.
That's right. We are actually talking about a new protector of Earth. We're talking about a new Superman. How exciting. And it's going on the pull list. All right, now
I
let's
believe
chat.
these books, it should say on here, but I believe these books are coming out in July?
I believe so.
In store July.
That's right.
20th.
All right, let's take a look at this one here. I've been very excited about this one, and it's done by John Paul Leon. This may be his last work.
Don't want to say for
published.
sure.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but this is definitely a big comic for more reasons than just it sounding amazing.
Yes, this is a one shot. It's if you're reading the current Batman Catwoman book, this is called Batman Catwoman Special #1, a one shot. It's written by Tom King, and it's technically, I guess you can consider it a tie-in to the current Batman Catwoman 12-issue series he's got coming out right now, but it's more like a one-shot examining how Batman and Catwoman, I almost said Batman and Superman, Batman and Catwoman met and fell in love.
Yeah, this is a narrative that showcases that Selena Kyle actually knew Bruce Wayne before she became Catwoman, and you're actually seeing a bit of their life. We're going to see a more filled out narrative, and if you liked what Tom King did with
A lot of
these
people
characters
did
before,
it. That's kind of what I feel like it needs to be talked about. Like the Tom King run, it got mired in a lot of love drama, especially in the back half with Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and all that. And after he ended his run and passed the torch to James Tynion, he started writing Batman Catwoman, like a 12-issue miniseries. But even that book, I don't know if you're reading that, but that one has a lot of trippy timeline stuff happening. It's like in the past, the future, the present. It's not necessarily just like what you would expect. It's not like a love comic so much. So this one feels a little more examining what the origin of their kind of relationship was.
absolutely.
It's a risk. I'm not the biggest fan of love stories, but it's a one issue. It's a one shot. It's Tom King. So I like him.
Well, this next one, Batman Secret Files Huntress #1. It's a one shot, kind of. I mean, this was the backup story. There was a Huntress backup story in the was it Detective Comics?
It's the most recent Detective Comics issue.
That's right.
Had a chapter 1 of like an ongoing like backup Huntress story, and I don't really have a lot of experience with Huntress, so I didn't think I would like that. I almost didn't even read that backup story.
And we need to be describing some of these covers for the audio fam. Forgive us. We are back at posting these audio only versions, so we need to
Gotta factor in you guys.
There's a good amount of members who just listen to us while they're doing stuff, and we appreciate every single one of you. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, we would really appreciate the positive rating. That goes a long way for the
If
algorithm.
you're listening to us in the car, pay attention while you drive.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
forget your turn signals.
Yeah, that's really important. We know that because Ryan was
Don't hit
sharing
anyone.
with us last time before the podcast about how he was looking at an accident and freaking hit someone.
Look at that dumb guy got in an accident. Bam. Right?
Bam,
Yeah,
it happens.
that was
All
fun.
right, but no one was hurt. All right, well, what we're looking at is what I thought was a Joshua Middleton cover.
This is a very pretty cover
It is gorgeous. It's Huntress just looking stoic, and
by Irvin Rodriguez. It's an artist
Man.
I'm not familiar with, but this cover is really good.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be following this artist. I'm going to look up some other things he's done because this cover is like reeled me in.
So this one shot is written by Mariko Tamaki, who's actually writing Detective Comics now. So it's good to have a little bit of continuity. And the most recent, like I was saying, the most recent Detective Comics backup story was about Huntress. Mm-hmm. And that was like chapter 1 of this story. This story arc is ending with this Batman Secret Files right here that we're looking at. So if you want the end of that story, you need to make sure and put this one shot on your pull list.
All right, let's take a look at the next one because this one looks ridiculous. So this is a compilation. Joker Harley, this already came out, but this is a hardcover black label book, and its format is going to be stunning.
How do you feel about Black Label?
Dude, I'm digging
We
it.
talked about it like way back when they first announced it, and it was just like Batman Damned.
It wasn't as exciting as I hoped it would be, but the books are so damn good. I'm very happy.
I was worried because remember when they first announced a Batman book, there was a Joker by Jeff Lemire. There was a Harleen book, which was really good.
Sure.
And then there was a Joker Harley book. And I remember feeling like, ugh. Like let's get.
But how do you feel now that you've read them all?
They're all really good, which is what I was not expecting.
It's really next level stuff.
And those were all 3-issue series, but this Joker Harley book went on for like 9 issues or something. It was longer, and I didn't read it until it was all done. It just wrapped up recently.
Well, the thing about this one in particular is that you're seeing a Harley Quinn that is, she's not Harley Quinn yet. And you're seeing a lot of narrative prior to the kind of crazy
She's working with the
anti-hero that we know.
police trying to like find this serial killer who is the Joker. So you get like half the story from the Joker's perspective, half the story from Harleen's perspective because she's not crazy yet. She's working with the cops trying to like hunt down the Joker. And it's also written with the help of like an actual doctor.
That's right.
So you get a lot of like psychoanalysis stuff.
And this one is actually going to be in prestige format, correct?
The single issues were, the big books.
Yeah, they were just like the other Black Labels,
Yeah. Not all the Black Labels, but yeah.
but a lot of them.
Most of them were big juicy boys.
Okay, this one's very simple. We don't really need to hype this up much more than it already has been. But this Joker comic book done by James Tynion is fantastic, especially because they chose to not make it just about Joker. This is about the hunt of the Joker.
It's really a
Hunt
Commissioner
for the Joker.
It's a Commissioner Gordon book.
Absolutely.
Ex-commissioner, I guess, at this point. But the fact that it's like I love Joker, but like I was really kind of like not expecting this to be that cool because like Joker's really kind of played out. He's been all over the place too much lately. So the fact that this book is about like the hunt for Joker, and it should be called Gordon, but nobody would buy that book, I think.
Gordon, shout out to all of the Bare Naked Ladies fans in the chat. But no, Gordon,
All of you.
It's his antagonist. Like, if anything, I would say akin or even a bigger antagonist than Joker is to Batman. I mean, James
At least
Gordon,
on a personal level.
Jim
he's got a
Gordon
lot of
has
beef.
like ton of beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of beef. Like
Killing
Wendy's.
Joker's rough. He like stripped him naked and like locked him in a cage at a carnival or whatever. Like there was a lot of bad stuff happened in Killing Joke specifically.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the PTSD from that.
Sure.
And you're also seeing the incentive that is putting him in a different position than he normally is in. He's actually lined up to possibly financially benefit from achieving this task, which has put him in a position to not be completely honest with Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because he does have Bruce's help to a degree.
Batman does show up sometimes in this book. Joker is like barely in this book, which is kind of interesting. He's in it like in his head.
That's right.
Right? And he's seeing a lot of visions and stuff.
This next one, Nightwing 82.
Nightwing.
The surprise banger this year, man. Really after, I've only read the first, I think this is the third one since the new team.
Right. Now, yeah, there's been 2 issues of Nightwing released so far, I think. Third one comes out like next week.
Written by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. And this team is changing this run for the better by the issue. And we have just a great cover here. A great cover with Nightwing. We got his new dog. And I'm forgetting in this moment what they named the dog. I did a whole thing about it.
You did?
Yeah, like there's a voting, and is it Haley? No, it's not Haley.
Someone's going to hopefully know in the chat. But
help us in the chat right now what the dog's name is, and you will get a
come on.
giveaway.
You're bribing them.
No, I am bribing them. Hey, whatever I want to do,
this
is what we're going to do.
I've never given Nightwing a chance before. And I finally did on the recommendation of several people. Tom Taylor, specifically, is a writer I have not really run into much. But he's really good. He's killing this book right now.
For those of you who don't know, yes, they had someone... excuse me, they had the community vote on the dog's name. They called it like Bitewing, like a joke.
I have not heard any of this.
And then they put it in there that it's like whatever the dog's name would be. Oh, here it is. It's not beef. It's definitely not, the name is definitely not beef. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. No, it's definitely not beef. I think it's Haley.
Is it Haley?
Is it Haley?
See, we got to verify this, otherwise we're just going to give it to whoever types in beef.
Here, I have an idea. Well, actually, how about we do this? We're going to continue on, but this right here, we're actually going to find out more. Okay, hold on. Back it up. It is Haley, and we are going to, if it's not Haley, we're going to have to do another giveaway. We'll figure it out. But Brian Sanchez.
Okay, whatever.
Brian Sanchez. There we go. Come on, comic fam. I want to see some congratulations in the chat. We do appreciate you here backing us up. But yeah, they had a vote happen, but that's not what this is about. That's not why we're hyped about this, aside from the...
I forgot the dog was even in the book.
There we go. But we are finding out... Okay, so first off, Alfred has passed away, as we know, and left Dick Grayson his fortune. He's rich. He's richer than Bruce Wayne is right now.
Bruce Wayne, his money is stolen by the Joker.
That's right.
Bruce Wayne's pretty damn poor. Well, for his standards.
That's right. He's used to like living it up, whatever he wants to do. And he's got to balance his budget, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's eating Hot Pockets.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But you know what?
I would actually really like to watch that. Like depressed, poor, broke Batman.
He's just like really upset. He's like, I got to eat a cup of noodles.
Beer belly.
I want some filet mignon and...
Exactly.
Dang, I got to get some of those hot dogs and SpaghettiOs.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Okay, no, but for real though, this run is fantastic, and this is Nightwing figuring out that maybe he could possibly do more for.
That was my favorite part. He's questioned like maybe Bruce Wayne could have done more good for Gotham City with his money instead of dressing up like a weirdo and pouncing on criminals in dark alleys every night. Which is a good point.
The antagonist has ties to more back history on the Flying Graysons, which is his parents who passed away, murdered tragically.
Yeah, this is my first time reading Nightwing, so I'm ready to learn all the old stuff.
Are you saying you're on board, Ryan?
I am. It's Tom Taylor, man. Like, also, we didn't write it down in this book, but consider it a bonus recommendation. Batman the Detective that Tom Taylor is currently working on, I think, is my favorite Batman book right now.
Ooh, hot damn!
Bat family related. It's really good.
All right. Well, you know what else is what else Ryan is up for that I was a little surprised about, but I also added to my pull list.
Taking a chance.
Suicide Squad Get Joker #1. And here's the thing: you look at the bottom left of the screen here, it does say Black Label, which is giving, I think, a lot of members the same feeling that you have, Ryan.
I've never read Suicide Squad before either, so like this is a first for me.
Great time to get
it's
introduced.
3 issues. It's going to be a 3-issue, oversized Black Label book. So it's going to be hopefully in the same vein as the Joker, Killer Smile, and Harleen and Batman Damned.
We got Firefly, we got Harley Quinn, we got the Red Hood. That's going to cause a ruckus. And
it's written by Brian Azzarello.
Come on.
He wrote 100 Bullets, which is not one of my favorite comics, unfortunately, but he is a really good crime writer.
A lot of members send in 100 Bullets,
It's not my favorite. I didn't enjoy it. And I know specifically John's Comics Kids is going to get mad at me. That's one of his favorites. I didn't care for it. But this is also drawn by Alex Maleev, who is one of my favorite artists. He did a good Daredevil run with Bendis. He does a lot of work with Bendis, but Alex Maleev is a really good artist.
Okay, the next one right here. All right, you're going to have to just fill me in on this because I'll be real with you, Ryan. I couldn't get into these movies. They weren't scary enough for me. They seemed a little too theatrical, even though it's a movie.
When's the last time you watched them?
Do I need to rewatch them?
I recently rewatched. I've been watching because I'm bagging and board comics all day. I have a lot of time to sit down and just watch movies while I'm doing that.
Hell yeah!
I recently rewatched all of the Conjuring stuff. I've never seen any like the Nun and the Annabelle movies and all that. Those are meh.
Isn't that all part of it?
It's part of it. It's like the MCU. You got like your main Avengers movies, and then you got like weird offshoots.
Well, I'm looking at a cover that says The Conjuring: The Lover.
This is going to tie into the upcoming third Conjuring movie that's coming out in July. It's coming out really soon.
Well, it's Bill S., man. Bill S. on the freaking cover.
Honestly, I'm just down because it's a horror book. Like, how often do you see like horror comics? Well, not often enough.
Not often. That's why we talk about them a lot on the mic. For members who don't know, we are big horror fans. It's one of my passions beyond besides comics. It definitely bleeds into comics. But this right here is taking some of the story from the movies and adapting it into comics in its own unique narrative.
It's going to be like a tie-in to the third movie. So realistically, it can't be. I can't see how this could be that good. But I'm just excited to try it out in the interest of seeing more DC horror books specifically, especially because Hill House was not entirely what I wanted,
I was let down by that.
I don't want them to just give up on scary comics.
I want to know what the community is reading. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments section. Do us a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. If you're brand new to the community here, we are going to be doing this very often because this is what we do for the fam.
Every other Thursday. This show, anyway.
That's right.
You do a lot of other stuff all the time, but I'll be here every other Thursday.
Oh my goodness. And what does this say right here?
Insidious is fire.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to even try and pronounce that name. Anastas?
Well,
yeah.
Well,
M.
they're saying that Insidious is fire and they just won a giveaway and you're going to have to figure out how to write that. I saw that name and I'm like, I want to make Ryan write this down. You better hurry before the chat gets loaded up. Let's give another big congratulations to another giveaway winner. Sound it out. You got it. Comic Fam.
I do got it.
Remind you can go over to the Milgy Comics website, join the Patreon, get free shipping, support what we do, check your local LCS first, give them multiple tries. However, you can support what a member of our show does for a living and join
Two
a
members,
local
right?
two different members.
My job now too.
Yeah, I don't work there. You're not.
No.
You're helping me through helping out members of the show.
We all help each other.
That's right.
It's a comic fam.
That's right. Bingo. Okay, so now I want to move on to some Comic Karma.
Oh.
All right, Comic Karma. This right here is the part of the show where we open up some things that the community sent in.
You
What?
have a knife.
I do. I do have a. It's a.
Here you go.
Is
this okay? I'm not messing with a knife.
Okay, here. Do me a favor. So, Comic Karma. If you don't know what it is, it's a real thing, and it's.
It used to be the name of this show because that was the one thing we used to do live.
But
every
now
time.
it's the name of the segment, and I want to make sure to point something out. Comic Karma is not something that I've trademarked. This is not just like it's a nickname for things that we call it here. But Comic Karma is akin to the word karma, and it could be used in any facet. You can use Comic Karma is something that you see every day on Instagram with AOKs. People just sending things out. Comic Karma is just doing good by other members, right?
Pay it forward.
Paying it forward without any expectation of return. You're just doing things to do them because they're good to do. It's a good feeling.
Makes you feel good about people. You know,
But you
people
know what?
normally suck. So this is kind of nice.
That's right. And you know what? We have members since the beginning of us doing this show that would send things in and that would ask for them to be donated or to the members of the community as a giveaway or hey, throw this in your mail call and things like that. And when we had like a handful of members, I'm talking like under 20 members, it was like a big help. Like, oh, damn, someone sent us a Secret Wars 8. And they're like, hey, donate it to the mail call members, throw it in there and send it out. It's like, hey, that's really cool. But it didn't feel right to not indicate that this is something that we didn't.
It feels like we passed it off. Like, oh, look at this cool book we found and we did. You know, we got to recognize the people that donated it in the first place.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this person got this great thing in the mail call, but it wasn't from me.
Us.
It wasn't from us. So we immediately remedied this and realized, hey, wait a minute, we have an opportunity to help out members across the freaking country. And if members of our channel want to send things in to be donated, by all means, they can hitch a ride. We're sending out mail calls across the country. So donations for the mystery mail call get labeled with the Comic Karma
Everyone I used to write
episode.
I used to write
single
Comic Karma and then the date on the back of every board. Back when there weren't that many donations.
Didn't have, it was a lot of work. But now
there's a lot.
We print out stickers. It's a little bit easier. We're going to put the date of this filming. It'll actually be the date of the clip. Whenever that'll come out. So that's going to change up a little bit. So it won't have today's date, but when the clip comes out for Comic Karma, there'll be a whole playlist of Comic Karma clips where this portion of the podcast will live. I'll only be explaining this once. So everyone here, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast. And this is something a member sent in. Sometimes it's gifts. Sometimes, they have a very specific thing. And what do we have?
A letter.
Oh, we have a letter.
Wonder who it's from. Dear Comic Tom, Fire Guy Ryan, Russ, I have finally received issue number 4 of my creator-owned comic Uncanny.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We have more Uncanny to read.
It's a great day.
Dude, is this all filled with Uncanny?
Probably.
Yes, it is. Yes. All right. Big shout out to our homie in the community who's making his own independent comic book about a dog who speaks and is a superhero. It is like completely done by hand and then scanned to be a comic book.
It's all by him, too.
That's right.
I have sent you some copies to send out to the community as well. I guess if I had read further, we would have figured that part out first. I also sent you guys a personalized signed copy for you to keep.
Ooh, it says, hey, to Tom and Ryan. That's pretty funny.
That's fun.
There you go. I'm going to put that up here for now. There you go.
I had some prints to give you, but I'm still waiting for them to be delivered. I also threw in some books from my personal collection for Comic Karma. I hope you enjoy issue 4 of Uncanny.
All right, so we have issue 4, but we also have some Comic Karma, some Gleason goodness, some Berserker goodness, as well as, what am I looking at?
Batman Year 3.
There we go, some Tim Drake goodness. All right, cool.
You say so.
All right, so what we have here...
I hope you enjoy issue 4, Your boy has finally gone digital, kind of. LOL. I want to keep evolving my work, and I want to learn more and more as I continue this journey of comic creating. I am not a writer. I am not an artist. I am a storyteller.
Oh my
And I promise
goodness.
you, I am going to give you and the readers the best damn story I possibly can. Thanks for sticking with me. I guarantee big things happening in the issues to come. Your boy, Fred Funes. Instagram at The Uncanny Rogue.
Okay, so real quick, can you read this real quick from Nick
Barucci.
Thank you. Please, we have a super chat, and I actually want to address how we're going to handle super chats going forward. So we're going to take a quick pause from Comic Karma and get into this real quick. So go ahead. Oh, you got to read it. Go ahead.
I do. This is from Nick Barucci. Comic Tom, love your shows. Mad love from your friends at Dynamite to you and our fellow fans. Everyone,
Oh,
hit
that's
that like button.
Dynamite.
The Dynamite.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for Nick. I know Nick. Yeah, very kind of you.
Everyone, hit that like button if you're digging the stream and help Comic Tom's algorithm. Take care.
All right. So one thing that I wanted to highlight here today, it's a little tough. We're trying to bring the heat, trying to do a fun show for the community, and I would love you guys. You don't have to donate, but I do appreciate it when members do, because it just allows us to do more things for the community, like more giveaways and being able to ship these all over the world. I haven't even been charging members who are international to pay the difference. We've just been covering it. It's like $30 to ship things to, Hungary. We had someone who wanted something in Hungary, and it's like, hey, they're supporting us.
We can't just be like, never mind.
Well, when super chats come in, I'm like, well, screw it. We'll put it towards that, right? So I wanted to kind of thank members who do super chats, but we will not be stopping the show to recognize them. And that's not because we don't want to not show our appreciation. We just need to do it in a different way so that we can focus on providing the comic fam the videos that we have planned out to do. So we're going to take a quick little brief moment to thank some members of the community who did super chats last week. We have Rudy
You're gonna have to read
Tatagu.
that. I can't see it from that far away.
We have Vika CG, hashtag Closet Geek.
Closet Geek. Okay, yeah.
Michael
He's an OG.
Sturtz, Rob Boswell, Tim Shepard, William O, Nick.
Nick from right
Again,
now.
Nick Barucci again. Test E Echo 2112. Very kind of you.
And Tessa.
And then we have Christopher Plaza, Primetime Treasure Hunter. He's over on YouTube. He does great eBay commentary stuff, reviewing things and giving a bunch of great tips. Jacqueline Fernandez, Rev J, Cody Roberts, Rhett Parks, and Nathan Martinez. Thank you. And I think that's how we're going to be handling this going forward, so we can give some recognition the next time we're on the mic. But just so you know, we're not missing them, and it's being put to good use. All right, let's keep it rolling. We have some Uncanny. What? I'm super hyped about Uncanny, members of the community who have independent comic books. We're going to be incorporating more independent coverage. Oh, on the show?
What?
That's right. We're not stopping here. No, we have more. And if you do want us to chat about your Kickstarter, your new comic book or something,
Send it in.
send it in. This is how you do it, though. You send it in
That's how we found Uncanny.
to the P.O. Box. Or you can contact me through the website. So there's a contact Comic Tom section, and just put, I think there's like a drop down there for you to contact me about business inquiries or Kickstarter stuff. There's a lot of members who ask, like almost on a daily basis. It's tougher to get to those when we have members sending things in to be given away, because we open them on the mic. It's a prime time to talk about them. However, we are doing our best. There's a lot of people we try to serve, and we're good. Really try to bring the heat for you guys. Does that sound convincing, Ryan?
I'm so convinced.
All right, I got Ryan in the house. All right, what do we got?
Another box.
Another thing.
One
Here,
of your boxes.
Here, pass me that one.
I'll give you the comics.
All right, hey, look at
We'll
this.
take the letter.
Mystery Mail Call fam reusing their boxes
There's
like
a letterhead on here. That's
like
fancy.
they care about the earth and are trying to recycle. I like it.
Ooh, okay. I recognize this. Hello, Tom and crew. We are sending you a few comics for Comic Karma to send out to the comic fam, including How I Made the World, drawn by a patron of the store, Randy Michaels.
Oh, cool.
Copies for anyone else interested, available at howimadetheworld.com. And 2 copies of The Fist of Justice, featuring me and the Comic Book Palace, both signed by me, one for Karma and one for your personal collection. The store is doing well during the pandemic, and a new channel is being started on YouTube.
Dude, is that Glenn?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's Glenn from Comic Book Palace.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh,
We love
everybody.
your show.
Oh my goodness. We have Glenn from Comic Book Palace.
There's more, because they mentioned me.
Oh, I'm so
That's
hyped
important.
right now. This is Glenn.
We
What is
love your
happening?
show and are glad you're back to a semi-regular schedule, and that fire guy Ryan is back full time. I
Damn.
did not add that one in myself. That was actually in here, so that's exciting. Much love and geek responsibly, Glenn from Comic Book Palace.
Oh my goodness, Comic Fam. Okay, so I was wondering what happened.
I kind of forgot about these guys, man. They've been MIA.
Well, you know what happened is I think their YouTube channel, something happened where they're not part of the same team that allowed them to do the filming and the editing. It could have been COVID related.
Because it was a show. Like, what was it? It was a show on YouTube. A show that was inside of a comic store, but it was like not just. It was produced.
It was produced, and I don't think that they have that. Maybe they don't have that same person. I think his name was Jorge, if I recall correctly. But regardless, they do have a new channel, and they're trying to build it back up. So Comic Book Palace is back, and there's a link in there, but it's a bunch of letters and numbers. Yeah, that's not going to work. But I'm sure if you were to type in the Comic Book Palace on YouTube, you'll be able to find it because I was looking them up recently and I found a YouTube channel that didn't have like their backlog. And I know that there was someone else who was helping them. So anyways, the comic book store run by Glenn does some fantastic work for his community and he's super entertaining. He does reviews and you get to see like the ins and out of a comic book store.
It's like being in the store all the time, but not getting yelled at for hanging out all day.
That's really cool, dude. I'm super excited. Glenn, thank you so much for sending some stuff in. Some comic karma from another YouTube/LCS member. Hell yeah. All right, what do we got here?
Another box.
Another box.
I'll take this. It looks like a note, and you get the fun stuff. Not that the notes aren't fun, but they are much easier.
Okay, so this looks like an independent comic book.
Thank you for being awesome. We hope you enjoy and review these comics. Stacy.
Well, you know what, Stacy?
T-Pub? I feel like that might stand for something, but it says T-Pub.
Okay, T-Pub. Well, we have the, what does that say? I can't even.
Theatrics.
Theatrics? Okay, what does it look like? Explain.
It looks like Crime Alley, almost. I'm getting like Batman origin story vibes. There is a guy bleeding face down in an alley, which it looks fun.
Okay, that's the kind of stuff that's right up Ryan's alley.
Transmission.
Okay.
I can't even describe that. That's someone standing on a bunch of red numbers. It does say T-Pub at the bottom, so that might be the publisher. That would make sense. Twisted Dark, Volume 1. That looks scary. It says, highly recommended from Bleeding Cool.
There we go. It looks like someone kind of sadistic looking.
Someone missing a tooth
space.
and bleeding and smiling.
There we go.
That's really scary.
So this is something that's going to have to go in our pile that we will get to and possibly bring it back to the mic. So and the pile, dude. It's a growing pile. It's a good pile though. It's one I enjoy. You know what we should do now is pull up the. You know what? Let's actually chat about it. Do you have the copy right there? Chat about that right there.
That makes the most sense since we were just talking about independent comics.
We should do this right here, right now.
We brought this up last time I was here.
That's right.
We didn't do the best job.
You know what? I was trying to wing it, and I realized sometimes we just have to.
People deserve more than wings.
That's right. They do, especially when they put as much effort into a comic book as they did. And I think I call it soggy beans. You know, like I read it quick. It's not soggy beans.
It's not, but I can't help but call it that.
We need to make a superhero now called Soggy Beans. Okay.
This book is called Clan of the Devil, the Sonny Bean Saga.
Not Soggy Beans.
Not Soggy Beans.
I apologize because you know what? This member sent in copies of this book. We opened it on Comic Karma. I tried pulling up the Kickstarter. It didn't work well. I started playing someone else's video.
I found a different video.
So anyways, this is a Kickstarter that's currently live and there's 13 days left to go. I read the comic. Ryan, you were able to take a look at it too.
We flipped through it, before we went live.
Like, I'm not surprised because like the Comic Fam surprises me so much that it's like, oh, hell yeah, someone did something awesome, not surprised.
I think of comics that people make, on their own. And I remember the comic book me and my friends made in 7th grade on notebook paper with, mechanical pencils. Well, you expect a certain level of quality, low quality when you think of like a self-produced comic.
But our members bring the heat, man. We've talked about some independent books that people have been creating, like Uncanny even. Like for someone that does, he just said he started to go digital, but he was doing this by hand.
Yeah.
It was like surprisingly great quality. Like I was having fun reading these things.
Like comic.
I would have picked this up at a indie shop or something, Sure. Like it's like a ridiculously fun book. So we have, what is it called again? Clan
of the Devil.
Clan of the Devil. And the Kickstarter is live and we are going to take a look at it correctly this time.
With sound.
Oh.
Hopefully.
Oh my goodness. Of course there's no sound. Come on.
It's slightly more correctly.
All right, hold on. Let's see here. Well, actually, shoot. We're going to do this right. Why isn't there sound? 1 second. Oh, I know why. Look at
the
this.
soundboard.
Here we go. Soundboard it up.
Returns to his homeland,
Let's start over here.
Scotland,
Oh, boy.
1617.
Full screen.
King James finally returns to his homeland.
Is this going to be appropriate?
Shall discover its hidden terror. For a quarter of a century, the locals believed the roads of Galloway were haunted by something evil. Witches, ghosts. No one knew for certain what was causing the disappearances of hundreds of people. But now, the mystery shall be revealed, and her name shall become legendary, giving chills to all those who heard it. For I am Sonny Bean. Ye think my clan be only cave-dwelling cannibals, but we dinna be savages. We be an army. And the true monster be King James. For he made me who I am. Clan of the Devil, the Sonny Bean Saga.
Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about, comic fam. That is how you do a badass comic book. And the thing is gorgeous. The art is stellar. It's
We saw
dark.
the art. Yeah, in that video. Like, it's a creepy book.
That's right. And as we know from my kind of ruckus coverage last week, this is I haven't read the comic, in its entirety, so I don't know if it's like if it's like completely fiction or nonfiction. But this
Sounds
is
like
a
a true
clan
story.
that actually existed.
Yeah.
And that it was cannibals.
They
and
ate
stuff.
people.
They ate people, and they do eat people in the comic. I mean, I can definitely tell you
Yes.
that. And it's also mature.
It's
and,
very mature.
And there's some nudity, Ryan.
Thank you for pointing that out specifically.
Dude, there's like full on
Several pages of
some love
graphic
making.
love making.
But you know what? There's not a whole lot of romantic scenes like that in comic books anymore. I feel like I don't see that very often. And there's nothing wrong with about people celebrating their love.
There's nothing wrong with eating people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially in the same comic book. Different times, I think.
Well, maybe that's
There we
issue
go.
two.
All right, okay, cool. Comic fan, we do appreciate the independent creators just continually impressing us. The Kickstarter is live, it's funded, and you can go check it out.
It's scary.
It is
It's
very
worth
scary.
checking out.
All right, so now we are going to, what do we got? Oh, you know what we got right now, Ryan?
What do we got?
We got viewer comments. That's it. These are your comments, comic fam. So
I thought you were saying these are Ryan's comments.
yeah, these
This
are
is
all the
everything
things that Ryan
says.
thought throughout the show.
These are just Ryan's thoughts.
Do you know
Let's just do that.
What are
segment.
some of Ryan's thoughts? Fire guy Ryan in the house. What's up?
Ryan started the fire!
What are some things that you like to think about throughout the day, Ryan? You think about Always Sunny in Philadelphia a lot, because I do.
Several times a day.
Dude, you got me into it. I'm so freaking happy right now.
Do you ever
Oh,
wonder how much weight a toilet can support before it collapses?
I've never thought of that, but I
Sometimes
understand.
I wonder. Sometimes you sit on a rickety toilet and it's like, oh God,
Is this gonna just
what happens
what
next?
happens next? Does the water shoot out?
Who knows?
Is it safe? Comic fam, do you ever
Better
wonder
hurry.
these types of things? And I also, I really want to give some recognition to one of the coolest shirts that's ever been brought into the studio. Can you maybe give us a better view of it? I mean, just arch over just a little
stand
bit.
up?
Just a little. We are looking at,
Nope, this
no,
way.
the other way. There we go. Right there.
Oh,
Right
there
there.
we go.
This is Amazing Adventures from Atlanta. Ryan, all about that paper boy. This right here is one of the best shirts I've seen ever.
I wish I could say I designed it, but I did not. I bought it on the
I'm
internet.
so jealous. Oh my gosh, and it says Earn Comics on the top left. Are you freaking kidding me? Shout out to all the members who know some good television. Atlanta is
Hulu's where it's
amazing.
at, man. All this stuff is on Hulu.
Damn, dude. I'm so glad I got a Hulu subscription. All right, Comic Fam, these are your comments. Let's see some comments about how awesome his shirt is, because I'm just so impressed. So yeah, for our audio listeners, this is a comic book shirt style with Donald Glover and the whole cast of
Zazie
Atlanta.
Beats, man.
Zazzy Beats.
She's got some pee on her face, I think.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It makes more sense when you watch the show.
There we go. And we also have the words all about that paper boy on it. And it's a #1 comic style, almost like EC look and status. And it puts my shirt to shame.
You have more of, that's not an actual comic.
This is a ASM 50 homage, but it's not real.
It's a nice little
What does it say?
Nightwing / Spider-Man comic shirt.
What does it say?
It says, The Amazing Boy Wonder.
That's right.
Robin, no more.
That's right. All right, so here we go. Your
We were just
comments.
talking about Nightwing.
Okay, the first comment we're going to highlight is from William O. Listen, Boniqua, take some advice from a fellow Boricua. I am pretty sure that you are just joking about getting that ridiculous Captain America tattoo on your back. We're talking about the homage to Rob Liefeld's Cap Tits, not what we named it. This is what Rob calls the image. You all know what we're talking about. And we were doing coverage on the Boss Logic homages. He did 2, one of Steve Rogers, specifically Chris Evans, and Sam Wilson. And the Sam Wilson one was so good that I jokingly said I was going to get this tattooed on my back. And this member is saying, just in case you aren't for the love of all great artists, just in case you aren't for the love of all great artists, past and present, do not do it.
You don't want a Rob Liefeld tattoo?
I don't think so. He says he could see Jack Kirby, Captain America, Alex Ross, or hell, even Frazetta Captain, but not that one. All right, William O., I appreciate the comment, the warning. I think we need to listen. All right, here we go. Can you explain what this one is?
This is from somebody on our channel. This is from Mill Geek Comics, who has a button on the soundboard.
On this book that no one was
Look at, he's
on.
complaining about the soundboard, but then he's also
That's a useful button.
directing the soundboard.
I am.
Wow.
I don't have very long arms, so I can't hit it when I want to.
Amazing.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thanks for the support and signing up. Please be patient while we send invites to the pull box. We need to be at the shop to send the invites, and it's not automated. We will get you access to the pull box ASAP. Check your junk mail. It may end up there.
That's right. After you sign up, you have to wait for us to contact you, look for the email, you get everything signed up, and then your journey can begin. But if you're going to be doing if you're going to become a patron,
Yes.
and you're going to pay $10 a month to support an LCS, that's awesome. But if you don't order your comics, you're just supporting the shop.
You're just giving
support
Russ
it.
money, and you're like the whole point is to have a pull list from
That's
a
right.
comic shop and receive comics in the mail every month.
Well, hey, if you're trying to provide a level of support to a LCS and just donate $10, sure, we appreciate that. But this is for the purpose of establishing your box. So we encourage you to go through the sign up and order your comics.
Check
and
your email,
Ryan,
order some comics, get some books, read some stuff, participate. It's a whole community, man. It's fun.
And Ether415 says, just signed up for a pull box. Thank you. He signed up for a shelf at Mill Geek. How amazing
Yes.
is that? So welcome to the community, Ether415. And Jason Flores says he can confirm he's pretty satisfied with Mill Geek subscription.
I know that man's name from putting books into his, because I work there. I put people's books into the Patreon stuff.
Yeah.
I know that name.
You're their dealer, Ryan.
I am.
You're their
I have
comic
touched
dealer.
every single comic that Jason reads.
All right. The closest LCS to me is 2 Hour Drive. This was an instant sign up for me. Been using my comic shop, which has been fine, but I also pay $11 a week. Easy choice. Thank you, Callan Lowe, another new member.
$11 a week.
Yeah. And we're not going to be highlighting every new member who joins, every week,
No.
but this is just us wanting to give some, thank yous. This is our first time back really consistently and seeing some new faces in the chat, members who are joining the LCS poll list that Mill Geek provides.
Thank you, Callan.
It's a very nice thing. Thank you so much. Who gave Tom a soundboard? Are you kidding me? When I'm chilling with my homies, we're kicking it like every
Other Thursday.
single day, comic fam. Come on. You know what? You got to get used to it, and you're going to love it more and more. It's only going to get
Watch
better.
everyone unsubscribe.
No. All right. What's up with this, Ryan? Juan Angulo?
Ryan's eyebrows at 351.
Look at this.
Nice
Is an
timestamp,
this is
okay.
an uncertain
What
emoji.
is this? What happened?
But then he's like, it's kind of funny. And then he's looking. He's
Do you
like,
know
what is
why?
going on?
What happened?
I do know what happened. You were talking about, we were chatting about Bags and Boards and how Russ Bags and Boards is comics and that he wants to just always do it. And you just had a face of like, ooh,
That's a no way.
that's a proud look. If you wondered what Ryan looks like when he's very proud of someone, he's proud of Russ Bright, Mill Geek Comics. Thank you for your comments, comic fam. Keep them coming. I also realized that when we clip the video in post, once YouTube posts it, we lose the live chat.
Yeah, that's a thing. When you edit the video, somehow the chat disappears. You can't watch the chat on the replay.
We will not be doing that going forward. We are going to start the show when we start the show. Try to keep to a Thursday schedule bi-weekly when we go live. I'll try to let members know on Instagram more. I forgot to do that today.
I am getting my second COVID shot in 2 weeks from today. Ooh. That's a Thursday.
So you're going to come here and...
I think you're fine until like 12 hours later, and then you basically die
No.
and get resurrected with the healing powers of, not COVID.
Yeah, and when you say basically die, you don't die at all.
You don't die.
You don't die at all. You get
should be extra
minor
super clear
effects,
about
and you should absolutely get your shot. And members gave us some crap in the comments about getting
I noticed
your
that.
vaccine shot during a pandemic.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. But you know what? It's a funny thing because there's some members who are throwing some stones, and I don't get mad at any member who has anything negative to say about us because it's too easy to do that. I dislike people when I want to dislike them. I have the power. It's too easy to dislike individuals who are mean to you. It makes me want to be nice to them. It makes me want to be like, flip it, because this is what you expect.
Flip it.
You flip it. So get your COVID shots, and if you don't like it, hate on me in the comments.
I will probably be here
You
that
may
day.
get a giveaway.
You insult Tom and you get free stuff.
There you go.
That's how that works.
So what are we doing now, Ryan? Oh, we're talking about comic books that we read.
We do read.
We do read comics, man.
I read a lot of comics.
Dude, we read some dope comics this week and last week and forever. Comic books are freaking awesome. We're going to be talking about 3 of them today.
We still have 2 of these to give away.
And I really recommend the Comic Fam read comics as well. You know what?
Right?
It's not just about...
I feel like a lot of this channel is about what's worth stuff and what's popping off and like what's moving in the market. And that's all well
It's
and
all
good.
awesome. I love it. I love comic collecting. The
part of
fam
it.
knows that I'm into comic collecting, obviously. I do shows and stuff. But it's also about reading. These
people-
wouldn't be collectible if you couldn't read them.
Right.
You need them both.
I hear a lot of people reminiscing about when they were kids and they would hang out with their friends and they would pass books back and forth and try new things and get exposed to different stories. I'm just trying to recapture some of that right here.
When we are at the table, taking out some of this medium, taking the medium out of the bag. I'm calling the art and the comic itself a medium because that's what it is. It's different than television and cartoons and movies and everything. And when you're chilling with your homies, we're
There's
going to
like
be...
4 other buttons on there.
I'm getting... Hey, you know what? We're making more. All right.
Good. Okay, good.
This is what I
Please.
have, and you're gonna, dude. I spent too much time clipping these to not use them. We're gonna be
That's
using
true.
them, and if you comment every single time, it's gonna make a really long show.
It's just going to make it take so much longer. So
It's
shut
okay.
the hell up and
So
listen.
Just shut up, Ryan, and let's
That's
get
right.
into some comics
He
that we're
hits me
reading.
when
Comic
we
Fam.
get off the camera.
That's right. All right. So the first thing we're chatting about today, Comic Fam. I'm looking at a comic book right here. It's called Chariot. It has this 80s art style vibe to it, but I don't think it's actually based off in the 80s.
It's modern day, I believe.
It's modern day, and this right here is an excellent book.
It's an excellent book written by Brian Edward Hill and drawn by Priscilla Petrates.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure I said that right.
I think Ryan said that right, and if he didn't, but you
Sorry,
know what?
Priscilla.
It's okay. But this right here was
You draw very well, though.
She kills it. This comic is fantastic, and it's very simple. You have a lead character who's introduced, and art that is stunning. All right, the color work is just on point. It's action filled, and something that I really like about this type of action comic is that it's not filled with a ton of narrative when it's unnecessary. It knows when to not speak. It
That's
knows
part of the benefit of comics. Like, you get words and you get images. And
That's
part of
right.
it is graphic storytelling. And right here, you can see like a car chase happening.
That's right.
You don't need like an inner monologue or a bunch of even sound effects. There's really not a lot of like onomatopoeia sounds. There's no whooshes or screech or, none. No, sorry. Sorry for that.
No, I
noise.
like that one, Ryan.
That was good.
That was a good screech right there.
Right into your, I do a lot of drifting, so I know how that sounds from.
For those of you who don't know, Ryan is like really big on racing cars.
This was actually based on
and-
me right here, this sequence.
This
They
sequence?
just had to change it.
Well, I have to know, did you accidentally crash your car as an agent when you were working for like the FBI?
I was working for a super top secret government agency, and I crashed my car over to the side of a bridge, and then I drowned.
That's right. So what ends up happening here in this comic is that you see this something happened in the past. Oh, Comic Butch is in the house. Butch meowing like crazy. Okay, go over there, buddy. So we have the character here who dies in this car crash, and then we pick up years later with this father who has a sick son.
It's a completely unrelated character. Like,
That's
we
right.
get a weird intro of this girl crashing her car off a bridge. Then we cut to a father, a sick son, his estranged ex-wife. The kid has like cancer, like kidney cancer or something bad. He's clearly bedridden. And they're running out of money. They got to find a way to pay for the kid's treatment.
All right. So we also have, here we go. Oh, whoopsies.
Hi, Butch.
There we go. Hey, Butch is in the house. Okay, so we have this character who's a mechanic, and he is actually faced with getting this car from the past. And as you can see here, this right here looks like a car that's got something going on with it. It's a car that is actually got the woman from the beginning, like her spirit is in the engine.
It's trippy.
It's very trippy. And because this mechanic is getting just beaten up
The
by
mob is coming after him because he asked the mob for money to help his kid, with the bills.
That's right. And now that he is having to deal with this, there's this trouble that's now been caused. The car comes alive. And yes, the car is actually alive. The car it's like Knight Rider kind of stuff.
It kills everybody there.
It freaking drives
It's
them.
a pretty freaky sequence of like this. It's like a Christine sequence almost from Stephen King, where like the car comes alive and just murders a bunch of gangsters.
That's right. And there is a really cool transition into issue 2. That is why we want to tell the community to check this out, because issue 2 gets into the spirit living in the car, or rather being projected out of the car right now. And it's so bizarre that I thought, hey, this is great for the mic, because there's probably not a whole lot of people reading it, and they should be.
It's from AWA, which is a favorite publisher of mine. This is issue 1 of 5. There's going to be 5 of these. They do a lot of short, self-contained miniseries. Issue 3 should be out soon, so it's about halfway done. The story's about halfway over, so if you want to, you can go out and pick these books up. Actually, all 3 of the books we're talking about are still ongoing.
All right, the next book that we're chatting about right here, right now, is Two Moons. This right here I'm surprised how much I like it, because it takes place during the Civil War, and I'm not traditionally that into that kind of like historical fiction. But this one incorporates a level of supernatural and is drawn so spectacularly well that we had to bring it to the mic.
This is drawn by Valerio Giangiordano.
That's right. Oh my goodness. And this guy, he kills it in this, man. I am so impressed with his work. This is a story that follows a gentleman named Two Moons, and he has ancestry of Native Americans, but he's raised by individuals who are not. And the best way to put it, he grows up very...
He doesn't grow up as part of the Native American community that he is.
He's assimilated
from,
right?
Yeah.
He's assimilated, and it follows him, but also a level of spiritual intervene. What am I saying here? Like
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is a level of supernatural activity that is happening that you don't know if it truly is supernatural or not. But he's learning about his past. He's seeing things that may or may not be there.
He's seeing things, which is a really freaky thing for him to be experiencing. This book, it feels there's like 3 genres being kind of mixed up here. It's part war story, part Civil War, which you don't really see a lot of, especially comics dealing with the Civil War.
Supernatural things that are interwoven. That's what I was looking for.
There's Civil War. There's some supernatural stuff. It also feels a lot like a Western because of the time period. It's in the mid 1800s, which is when the Civil War happened. To put on my historian hat.
There you go. But
art, man, the art.
The art is insane, man.
I'm classically I'm interested in stories mostly, but like this one, you got a point.
Look at this.
Yep.
There it is. I knew you'd want it.
Thank you. I was hoping you would pull this page out. This 2-page spread.
This is incredible.
The detail on here, like each one of these soldiers, it's just a skirmish between the North and the South here.
It's outstanding. And really, this is what I'll leave you with, Comic Fam. It gets super trippy.
He kind of, what is it? Virgil is his not native name. He sees one of his fellow officers in the Union Army here. It's kind of creepy. He sees like a vision of him as like a monster guy. I feel like I thought this was going to be like a werewolf story based on the title, Two Moons. He's not a werewolf. He's like some kind of demon-looking guy with a giant mouth and a bunch of teeth. It's really creepy.
So you're going to know...
The question is, though, is that guy really a monster? Or is he just losing his mind?
Is it in his head?
Because he attacks the guy.
Right.
And he gets captured, I guess, like arrested by his fellow soldiers. Like, why are you attacking your superior officer? Like, we're going to arrest you and capture you, basically. And that's kind of where the issue ends.
So I wanted to bring this to the members' attention that Valerio Giangiordano, he was actually one of the first artists that we teamed up with. And you actually see the work on this screen here. This bottom center Maestro is the variant cover that we did with Marvel for the Mystery Mail Call members a while back. And I had chatted with Valerio throughout this time, and we talked about some things on the mic about this very talented individual. But you know, I had some more info that I wanted to bring to the mic about this person. You know, because I had this in my DMs and I totally forgot about it. So it says here, you know, because we're gonna learn about this just incredible artist. He was born in 1980 and he's always loved comics. There are 3 comics that made me understand that I wanted to work in the comic market. The first, The Crow, for the emotional power of its pages, Hellboy for the style and technique of Mignola that I have studied for years, and Akira for the superlative storytelling and ability to create a powerful and perfect charcoal story. After graduating from comic school, he started making illustrations for educational books, children's books, and some small jobs in the US. And it was more of a hobby back then. Then he decided he would become professional. He started to do some of his favorite characters on Instagram and on the internet of Marvel characters. And who was he hit up by, Ryan?
Marvel themselves.
That's right. Tom
Brevoort is how Donny Cates pronounced it.
Yeah, Tom Brevoort. And they said, hey, we want you to do some covers. And he started freelancing for them. He started doing 1 or 2 covers, and then he started doing a bunch. And you know what?
You can see why right here, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
like,
is it.
Look at the detail. Look at the lines.
It's got some like Wrightson vibes to it. It's got some, of course, Mignola negative space vibes. But he also mentions in this DM to me that was a year ago that he is working with an American publisher on a creator-owned project that he has hush-hush about. And I have a feeling that this is the one he was talking about.
That was Two Moons. This book started
Coincidental.
End of last year, early this year.
That's right. Okay, last comic that we absolutely have to chat about, Maniac of New York. Are you freaking kidding me? This comic is it's so excellent. I have to read every single issue that comes out.
It's almost done.
It's almost done.
Yeah.
And I've read through issue 2, and I can say it's only picked up more. And this right here is just a very thought-provoking narrative. We have essentially, I mean, we should just call it for what it is. You have Jason, but it's not Jason because that's trademarked. But we have a killer running loose in New York.
It might as well be Jason, man. He's got the hockey mask on. He's carrying like a machete-looking thing right there.
I mean, no, for real though. Like he's even modeled after Jason. And this is, you just watched the Friday the 13th movies.
Binge watched all 11 of those things and like the 6-hour Friday the 13th documentary that's on Shudder. Like, I'm done. I'm never watching those again. But
when I tell you that this is based basically around the 8th movie.
The one where he actually goes to New York. Jason Takes Manhattan.
That's right.
Yes.
Well,
this is like, this comic is like that movie, but good.
It's like he stays there. However,
also, he's only in Manhattan for like the last half hour of that movie. Most of it's like
saying.
on a cruise ship or something. Like that movie. Oh, man, we don't have time for that.
Not very good. But here's the thing. What if he stayed there? What if a serial killer that you couldn't stop, that was virtually indestructible, was just living amongst the community, the city community in New York, in Manhattan, and was going on killing sprees whenever they wanted. That's what you follow here. It's a world where killings of this nature, it just becomes part of life. The community essentially looks at it like, this is just punishment for us not being great humans. We're just going to have to figure this out. We can't stop it. So just you're living your life knowing that at any point, any
event you're at, these people are celebrating New Year's in Times Square, and it just turns into like a crazy massacre with a hockey mask guy just killing everybody. So like, it kind of becomes a part of these people's lives. You see like broadcasts on the news, and everyone's like, make sure you look out for the killer today. Like, stay safe, everyone. Don't get murdered.
Yeah, like this is everyone's having to deal with it. They're all dealing with the same thing, and we're actually following the detective, the sole detective on the case, because no one else has been able to figure it out, and they've virtually given up.
People are just kind of accepting it and living with it instead of trying to stop it or, you know, figure out who this guy is, what's happening, why he's killing everybody, how he's not dying. There's a lot here, and it's going to end after issue 5. And issue 4 just came out yesterday, actually. So, by the way, it continues to get a lot better. It's written by Elliot Kalin and drawn by Andrea Muti.
And Andrea does such a great job. It's like, I don't know, it's a little bit of like, what's the best way to put it? It's like sketchy a little bit.
It's hard to describe this art. Yeah, it's muted, I think is a word that comes to mind. That might be more
the way
like
to put it.
The color is very muted, but the way that he handles like the lines, and it's all sketchy and it's rough, but that kind of makes it work better because it's about a murderer, like just cutting people to bits.
That's right. And we actually end this issue 1 with this particular murderer, Harry, the monster, the serial killer.
Well, one of the real, like, let's back up. One of the real monsters of this story, other than the actual serial killer zombie guy, is like the mayor of the city, who's more concerned with his reelection and his ratings than he is with stopping the serial killer.
Because they've given up stopping him.
They've given up, so everyone's kind of moving on. So he's opening this new like automatic subway thing that doesn't have any people on it. I don't know why that's a big deal. There's no like nobody driving it, I guess. I've never ridden the subway, so I don't know why that would be like a bonus. But there's no people on it. There's no conductor. It's supposed to be on time. The first day of the subway opens, and it turns out Harry is on the train waiting to like kill everybody. And that's kind of how the issue ends.
That's right. And I got to say, you see the aftermath of this monster entering the subway and doing the unspeakable, just slaughtering every single person. It's very mature, but you know what? We already warned you. We were into some weird stuff. We like some horror goodness, some slasher goodness, and this one is absolutely one of them.
Issue 5, the final issue, will be coming out in June. So there's still time if you want to pick this up and get caught up before the final issue comes out. Otherwise, it's going to make a pretty damn good trade.
All right, so can we show the community this cover right here? We have Maestro #1, cover art done by Jean Giordano. Here we go.
That's better.
And can you also write out and give a big congratulations? I want to say congratulations in the chat to Geek Out with Roscoe. Harry is a monster. That is correct. And you will be winning this, as well as all the other members who we've mentioned that you've won something in this show. A Maestro #1 with the cover art done for the mystery mail call.
Drawn by the artist of Two Moons.
That's right. It's fantastic.
We have one more of these to give out too, by the way.
We're going to do one more. Last but not least, I just want to give a quick little a mention and reminder to the community. We have 2 more days left for the members to join the mystery mail call. All right, so I want to just showcase this one last time because members they're getting excited about next month. All right, and we're going to come back on the mic and chat about what we got cooking for next month. Yes, we announced that Something is Killing the Children cover. Yes, it's amazing. Yes, it's one of the best covers we've ever made. Yes, it's done by the art director of God of War, Ralph Grassetti. For Something is Killing the Children 16, which is going to be I'm hearing, an important book in the run.
It's been on hiatus for a little bit.
That's right. So if you sign up May 16th, you will be guaranteed that book because that's open enrollment for the June box. That's what you're purchasing. However, this is a subscription service. And if you want to secure your box, not risk anything selling out, you can join today, get your May mail call box, and it'll automatically reserve your box for next month as long as you don't cancel and you pay. You get your box next month and you get your Something That's Killing the Children. But this month, take a look at this. We have 2 exclusives going out to every single member. We have Batman Detective #1. Ryan was just hyping that book.
I love that book.
It's really good.
Cover aside, the inside, the story is fantastic. Tom Taylor, goodness.
Ralph Grassetti cover. There are 3 different versions. We split the run with of the trade dress and the minimal trade dress with Scorpion Comics. They made it possible to do this. You can buy this lot of comics from them while they still have it. And every member is going to be getting one of these covers at random. And then we also have a comic that's going in every single box, and that is the She-Hulk Woman of Marvel variant, She-Hulk Sabine Rich cover. And that's this one here on the side. You can see it right there looking gorgeous. The watercolors are amazing. It looks even better in person, doesn't it?
I was just about to say that. Like, I've been putting them in people's mail calls right now, building the mail call for next week's assembly. It looks so good. Like, it's one, like, people say that a lot. Like, it looks better in person, but that one really pops.
And one lucky member will be receiving a 9.0 Special Marvel Edition 15 this month as well. Master of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi's first appearance. Very excited to send this guy out. It's my favorite part of the mail call, like as far as, aside from seeing people get it and seeing what they think about it and just, making people excited about exclusives and getting in comics that they want and that they're hyped about, didn't know that they were going to get. Sending out a grail every month is like, man, when we first started this, I was like, oh, we can find some Secret Wars 8s, maybe. You know, it's tough. It was tough figuring it out. But now that we're large enough, we're able to like really bring the heat. We're sending out some really cool stuff. JLA last month, JLA 1, you know, we sent out a Hulk 182 graded last month as well. So it feels really good. Shout out to the Golden Age Guru who helps make that happen. He helps secure us our books that we can routinely get, because we're on a grind every month to put this together for the comic fam.
There's always a part on the day when we're putting the mail call together where you grab me and you're like, Ryan, come over here, take a goofy Polaroid picture with me. And you just kind of, are we doing that still? Are we doing the Polaroid? How do we?
Yeah, we do the Polaroid.
So you look out for a Polaroid picture in your mail call, and that's going to be like your golden ticket, basically.
That's right. That's how it works, man. That brings us to the end of the show. I want to give a quick little reminder to the comic fam that we are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. And yeah, we will see you very, very soon. It's always fun to be chilling with
Do we want to
you
give
on
this
the
last
mic.
book away?
We are going to. We're going to do it right now.
Scaring me, man.
No, we're going to do
I
it.
want to make sure that the fifth person gets their stuff.
Well, I'm going through the chat as we end the show today. We have a person who's going to win this right now. Here, read this to me right here.
Joffrey Castro.
Oh, Joffrey Castro, very exciting. You won our last giveaway today. We appreciate your time today, comic fam. Thanks for joining us. We're just having some fun. We're chatting comic books, the best community in the world. We'll see you in a couple weeks. As always,
Geek responsibly.
enough said.